Today, we are talking about some of the most underrated superhero TV of all time. These shows simply don't get the appreciation they deserve, and I want to give anyone watching this some new stuff to check out if you're looking for a really good superhero series. And before anyone watches this and says, why isn't Batman animated series at #1, or Invincible, or Daredevil, this video is specifically talking about underrated shows people don't talk about enough. I'm not listing already known and wildly agreed upon best superhero shows of all time. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 5, The Batman. Oops, wrong one. I mean The Batman Project. This show is a fantastic portrayal of a younger Batman, and honestly, Bruce Wayne kind of looks how Robert Pattinson's Bruce does in the 2022 film. This series definitely had its own sauce. It's much more lighthearted compared to the Batman animated series, which sets it apart from that show, and it has a different take on a lot of the classic characters.
He doesn't need our help. Big difference.
Great, so you're saying that to the big guy, we're basically useless.
The Joker in the show genuinely gave me nightmares as a kid, and I played Arkham Asylum on release day. He makes Mark Hamill's Joker look like a teddy bear in comparison. I mean, look at that design. Tell me an 8-year-old wouldn't have nightmares over this thing.
You know, I really love this place.
I think a big reason this show got overshadowed is because Justice League Unlimited and Teen Titans was airing at the same time. It was competing with some legendary material, and that just made it really hard for it to gain the popularity it deserved. This show ran for 4 seasons and concluded in 2008, just in time for Batman Brave and the Bold to premiere that year. As slept on as this show is, my next pick is even more of a hidden gem. Number 4, My Adventures with Superman. This is a newer HBO animated Superman show where Clark is voiced by Jack Quaid, my self-proclaimed favorite Nepo baby. Not only is the show very colorful, but it's also rich in story, having a very compelling ensemble and plot to match the beauty of the show. The animation style reminds me more of Japanese anime. It is so refreshing to have shows bring color back to the screen, something My Adventures with Superman does in spades. I adore Lois Lane's Spitfire personality that is so prevalent in good Superman stories, and the way they showcase it in this show is just done so well.
Oh no, I slipped!
Wow, you really like jumping off things.
Because I know you'll always catch me, Smallville.
Clark Kent is ridiculously dorkish and just as endearing as in the recent Superman movie, while being so easy to believe in and root for as a protagonist. Honestly, Lois and Clark's relationship is just so cute, and I love watching Lois Lane get jealous in this show. I'd tell practically anyone that likes Superman 2025 to watch this show because it has a very similar silly style of humor while being bright, thoughtful, and so much fun.
Well, that's one way to, sorry,
Speaking of fun, my number 3 pick is genuinely one of the funniest shows I've ever watched. Number 3, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is genuinely one of my favorite shows ever, period. This is the only show I've seen that portrays Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy's romantic relationship, and they do it so well. The voice actors for the show in particular capture Harley and Ivy's essence perfectly and create a strong foundation for the show's 5-season run. If you're a Batman fan, there are so many little nods to lore and so many characters from Batman's mythos. Also, the show is genuinely just funny, especially if you're a DC fan. I have belly laughed so many times watching it.
You've hardly touched your tuna. Oh, yes, very funny.
Master Wayne, I hate to see you like this.
However, keep in mind this is an adult animated show, not for kids, and it also isn't for you if you prefer very serious takes on DC characters, because this is a comedy at its core. The stylistic animation chosen for the show very much adds to the overall flair, and it is given a very colorful palette, which is very necessary for a project like this. If you've watched any of my other videos, especially my first video ever on this channel, you can tell I really like this show because I add a lot of quotes from it in my videos sometimes. Check out that video if you're curious about what I mean.
I am anti-forcibly entering the dorm room of a girl who sure does not want us in there.
Under normal circumstances, agree. But this is an emergency procedure.
Overall, great show, R-rated and not for kids, but if you like Batman and you can take a joke, you'll probably like this show. My next pick restored my faith in a franchise I honestly was losing hope in. Number 2, Wonder Man. This is a Marvel show that just came out this year. This is one of maybe the best Marvel shows ever produced. This show features
Simon Williams, Reading for Wonder Man.
an actor who is struggling to make it in the MCU's version of Hollywood. In this show, Hollywood is banning superpowered beings from being in movies, which is a sharp contrast from the way they've been glorified among citizens in Marvel movies we watch. Simon knows he is superpowered, but suppresses it because he dreams of being an actor, and he also loves Wonder Man. He meets Trevor Slattery, who you might remember from Iron Man 3 or Shang-Chi.
Who are you?
Trevor Slattery, the actor from Liverpool.
His arc in particular is very compelling and, without giving too much away, very delightful to watch unfold. This show is not centered around big superhero fights, and honestly, most of the time, you forget it's even a superhero show. You have to really pay attention to the small details to remind you that it is. I almost get an HBO vibe in terms of quality from this series, and it just doesn't feel like a Marvel show when you're watching it, in a really good way. There's a lot of really close-up shots in this show. You don't feel far away or like you're watching a spectacle. You really get into the mind of Simon Williams, which is a big change of pace from how I feel a lot of other Marvel shows have been shot. This show gave me genuine faith in the MCU again, and I'm more than seated for the next phase of Marvel, focusing on the X-Men, which this show is clearly soft prepping for. And this takes us to my #1 underrated superhero show pick. Honestly, got me into a character I always thought was corny or nowhere near as cool as my favorite superhero. It's easily the most underrated superhero show I've ever seen. #1, Superman and Lois. This show changed the way I see Superman. Forever. This show depicts Superman and Lois, grown up with 2 boys, moving back to Smallville after living in Metropolis. Watching Clark and Lois navigate parenthood, loss, grief, health, and Clark's alternate identity is done so well in this show. This is a show anyone can watch, and most of you probably should watch if you like superheroes, because it does a fantastic job balancing the fantastical aspects of Superman and the real-life problems of day-to-day life in a very gripping way. Tyler and Missy are just some of the best portrayals of these characters ever. You can feel the love for each other radiating off of them even during their most heated arguments.
Don't think this means I'm gonna take it easy on you.
I'd be offended if you did.
Okay, ready?
This show really emphasizes Superman and Lois, making Lois's arc just as engaging as Clark's, if not more. There was times I was more interested in what Lois was getting into than even Clark, and Clark is Superman. The writing for Lois is just that good. Their kids are also pretty central to their characters and the story, as Jordan and John are very different from each other. I think this resonates with me so much now because I'm not a kid anymore, and just watching superheroes punch stuff isn't enough to get me excited now. I need to care about the characters and believe in their struggles. And Superman and Lois is full of grounded and superpowered obstacles they have to overcome together. The finale of the show had me sobbing, and I could not believe a show airing on the CW had a finale as fulfilling and downright beautiful as Superman and Lois's ending. I can't imagine anyone with a heart and brain watching this show and feeling nothing. This was absolutely transformative for me and easily my most underrated superhero show of all time. I need to know what you guys think of my top 5 here. Do you like my list? Hate it? Do you think there's a super underrated important show I left out of my list? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time. Also, join my Discord, link in the description. I'm super active in there.